I am a health and wellness coach and also have a podcast, as you guys mentioned. And I also teach spin at True Fusion. So, yeah.
So how long have you been a health and wellness coach?
So I was in medical sales for 10 years. And then when I got married, I left my career and started getting certifications in health and wellness, different certifications, studying nutrition. So I would say I've been a health and wellness coach for maybe, 5 or 6 years, but I've been in the industry for almost 10.
Okay. So are you always like someone who was always fit and working out like your whole life? Or are you an athlete growing up?
Yeah, as an athlete growing up,
What'd you play?
my favorite sport was basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, I hold some records. No big deal. Way back when. And I did track, volleyball, cross country. Loved it all. And then in my 20s, I ran marathons, half marathons, triathlons. I really got into long distance stuff.
Do you still do that stuff?
I don't. Once I started having children, I use it as an excuse to stop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously
Did you enjoy the marathon running and all that?
Let's see. I enjoyed half marathons.
Okay.
The marathon was a challenge. I enjoyed my first marathon, but not so much the second, third, or fourth.
Why is that? Just because the time, how time consuming it is training for it? Or?
Yeah, and I chose tough marathons. So the first marathon I ran was the LA Marathon, and the second marathon I ran was Big Sur because I lived in the Bay Area, and that's like super hilly. Like I wanted to die.
Oh, okay. I figured all marathons would just be flat. No.
Oh God, no.
No. Okay.
No.
Not all marathons are the same.
No,
Okay.
they are
We're
not.
We're not marathon runners.
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
tell.
Well, now I can.
Yeah.
I didn't know before.
Yeah.
But and then I ran New York, and I did not like New York because you had to get up like super early in the morning, like 1 a.m. or something, to like get on a ferry to go to the island. Yeah, no, it was unpleasant. And then my final marathon was a St. Paul. It was a hilly marathon. What was it? I don't know. It was a hilly marathon in Minnesota. Not
That doesn't sound fun at all.
It wasn't.
No.
That was it.
Hills suck.
Yeah, no, like in the forest. Like it was like not good. Trail. It was a trail marathon.
Oh.
Yeah, so check, and I'm done.
Knocked it all out and
Yeah.
see you later.
Exactly.
So what inspired you to become a health and wellness coach?
That's a good question. So I lived in Northern California. People were way more in tune with their bodies. People ate better and everyone exercised. And I just kind of fell in love with that lifestyle. And then I moved back to the Midwest.
Where we don't.
So I actually moved from Northern California back to where I'm from, Nebraska. And I was planning to open an indoor cycling studio. Like I was planning to put my life savings in and like devote my life to that. Ended up not happening, which was a blessing in hindsight. But I've had that mentality since, basically since I got out of college.
Mo State.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We went to school.
You went to Mo State?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We
Cool.
went to
We partied together.
for sure.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay,
Yeah. We so I'm like, God, you look familiar.
Yeah, she partied with a lot of the older baseball guys.
I did.
I happened to be at their parties. I was that drunk freshman that they all made fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we definitely did a beer bong together.
Yeah.
I hope my kids never hear this. But anyway, so once I left my medical career and moved to Missouri, I'm kind of fast forwarding, whatever. I started getting certifications in fitness and nutrition and got more into it and decided that I wanted to create a career around it. Because then I would be able to do it on my own time in addition to raising my children, because I wasn't working a 9 to 5. So I started to get deeper and deeper into it. And then, as I mentioned, my husband got cancer. And so everything, was put on the back burner. And now, we're almost 2 years out. I'm on fire about being healthy and helping others be healthy and realize that life is truly a gift. I always knew it. You always kind of know it, right? And you should eat healthy and like never take any day for granted. But it doesn't really hit you, or I should say it didn't really hit me until I lost my spouse and the father of my children. And now it's like, okay, like every day really is a gift because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And it could bring really good things, but it could also bring really bad things. So with the time we have now and the bodies we have now, we really should be taking care of them. So Yeah.
That's awesome.
So obviously you're very into health and wellness.
Yes.
What would be your number one non-negotiable, like when it comes to like staying healthy?
Well, number one, you have to drink your water. Half your weight in ounces every day, at least. That's
Your weight in ounces.
half of your weight in
Oh,
ounces.
half of your weight. I was gonna say your weight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Half
Damn,
your
I
weight
gotta
in
drink-
I was
ounces.
gonna say I got to drink almost 2 gallons. No, not 2 gallons, but I got to drink a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And some people, it's no big deal. And some people are
Yeah.
like, what? I don't even drink water. But your body's made
Made
up
of it.
mostly of water,
Sure.
right? So it helps detox and flush, and it helps
You
all
just
sorts
feel
of
so
things.
much better when you're hydrated. Like I know
Totally.
when I'm not. I know when I haven't drank enough water. Like
Same.
I start getting like
Exactly.
headaches and like
Exactly.
yeah, you feel it.
That's
Oh.
what hangovers are, people. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like when I was at school down in Missouri State,
Yeah.
my sophomore year, I was really, really, really dehydrated and maybe too much information, but was just constipated. And then that was the thing. They're like, just start drinking more water.
yeah,
So since then, since that time, I've drinking a gallon of water a day
perfect.
since my sophomore
Your
year of high school.
skin
So-
looks so nice. I can
Thank you. I
tell.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they started when I was playing football. That was like their standard. They're like gallon water a day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in high school,
So
that was like what they told us to do.
There's
So,
a reason for that,
for sure,
right?
100%. And then you could feel it when I started doing it for sure. And it's just like a habit I've kept up for the last 15 years.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because people come to me. Most people come to me and they want to work with me, and they're overweight, they're tired, they don't sleep well, all these things. And the first thing that's the very first thing we talk about is their water
Water.
consumption. 9 out of 10 people are not drinking enough water.
Well, my nutritionist, that was like one of the first things she put on there was like of my list of things I got to
Yeah.
do every day is a gallon of water. I'm like, hey, you can take that off. I already do that. If you want to add something else, like that's a given.
Yeah.
So
So water's number one. What's
Yeah.
number two?
Sleep.
that's
Okay.
where I could use some work.
For sure.
I
Me
know.
too. I'm
So-
horrible about that.
A lot. You guys, everyone is.
It's amazing.
No one. Very few people. I have a few friends. We joke that we go to bed at like 9 o'clock, and the rest of the world is still awake. But we'll be like, "All right, that's it. Bye. I'm going
Yeah.
to bed," and I'm out, and my phone's on silent because sleep. And I realized sleep was so important. The day I brought my daughter home from the hospital, I remember I literally think I had a panic attack because I remember thinking like my sleep is never going to be the same, and it's so valuable. Like where my sleep went, my mental health went. And so I've been like really adamant about getting a good night's sleep. And I nursed my kids, was up a bunch. So I had anxiety while my kids were babies because I just wasn't sleeping.
Yeah, I get it. I mean,
Um,
we're kind of dealing with that now. I've got
yes.
2 kids under 3.
Yes. Yeah. It's, it's a lot. But sleep is so valuable. And most people don't get enough sleep. They think they do, but they don't.
What do you recommend in terms of hours slept per person for about 7 to 8?
Yeah. I was going to say 6 to 8. Some people are cool at 6, but
Then maybe I'm not too bad. I can get 6.
7 to 8 is ideal. I wear an Oura ring to
Yeah,
track
my
mine.
wife's got the same.
Your watch. What is it?
This is the Garmin Mark something.
Garmin, you better be sponsoring soon.
Yeah, Garmin.
Aura, you too?
Yeah, exactly. But what does it say? Like, how is your sleep?
It just tells me the amount of hours
Oh,
that I
okay.
get. So I'm usually between 6 and 7 hours of sleep.
And how do you feel?
I mean, I feel great.
Great?
But that's the thing is I'm used to very little sleep. When I was playing baseball and traveling on buses, I could not sleep on a bus.
Yeah.
was
I
terrible.
mean,
It was
understandably.
terrible. So we'd go on road trips and most of the time we'd leave after a series and drive through the night
Yeah.
and I'm staying up the entire time. And then I get home, then I'm falling asleep, and then I got to turn around and be back at the field in 4 or 5 hours. So,
I know, it's brutal.
yeah. So it was just used to functioning on just a little bit of sleep. So
Yeah. Well, it really is good for our mind and our body to sleep. I always talk to my kids about when the sun goes down, I'm like, God put the sun down so we can go to sleep, and he brings it back up so we can wake up. Obviously, we don't need 12 hours of sleep, but truly, we're meant to sleep. Our body's meant to rest. That's how we heal and repair. So I say 7 to 8 hours, 6 for those people who are like, I don't need much sleep. But and I always have people count back. So whatever time you have to get up in the morning, count back and just set that. Like I have to be in bed sleeping, not like going to bed, sleeping by that time.
Yeah, 'cause those are 2 different things.
Correct. And I always tell people I ask people to follow the 10-3-2 rule. Do you guys know this rule?
No, tell us.
10 hours before you go to bed, stop caffeine.
Uh-huh.
10 hours before you go to bed.
Boy.
I know. 3 hours before you go to bed, stop eating. 2, okay, 1 or 2 hours before you go to bed, no screens.
Yeah, that'd be. I don't do any of those things.
Right. But if you sleep great, then great. But if you don't, I mean, those are really good rules to follow
Sure.
for your brain and your body to be able to recover.
We're already messing up with the caffeine.
This
Right?
No,
isn't
that's not that
Oh,
caffeine.
no, there's no caffeine.
No caffeine.
in
in
these?
these.
Okay.
And you know
Caffeine.
what? LMNT has sponsored a bunch, so I will
Yeah.
do a little shout out to LMNT.
Element, they're great. I
Yeah.
love them. Yeah, I drink the hell out of these. So good.
So they're out of Montana. So
Right.
my husband's from Montana. So they
Okay.
were out of Big Sky and they just moved their office to Bozeman.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Isn't it? What's the guy's name? Rob Wolf. I think this is his company.
I'm
pretty sure he's the owner of it.
I can't remember. My like short term memory is pretty shot.
Yeah.
So I don't remember their name, but they're a cool company.
Oh, they're great. I love like they sell these at
Element,
my gym.
sponsor us.
They sell these at my gym, and I will. I
I'll
grab
be
one
honest.
every day after training, and then I just keep the fridge stocked here just because I like
Do
the
you
way
want
they
one?
taste.
Well,
Yeah, we got some in the fridge.
no, that's okay. I mean, I do want one, but it's okay. But I set up we are like a retailer here, so we can buy it at cost.
Oh, really?
You need to talk to Johanna about that.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
I've just been ordering it off Amazon.
Yeah, no, talk to Johanna.
Okay,
Nice.
good to know. Yeah,
Yeah.
This stuff's great.